Another rainy day in LA means more time to mess around in the garage. And with the NC now in my fleet of shit boxes, it's time to start modifying this thing ASAP. So roll the intro and let's get right into it. When I bought this Miata, it came with a few modifications already installed on it. Some that are pretty obvious to see, like the lowered suspension and aftermarket wheel and tire setup, and some more subtle things like RX-8 sway bars front and rear. And actually what I care about for this episode of the NC Miata build is the exhaust on this vehicle. You see, the previous owner modified the mid-pipe on this Miata, swapping out the factory resonator for this larger Flowmaster. And to be honest, I think this car actually sounds quite nice. But there's always room for improvement, so the first thing on my agenda with the NC is an exhaust upgrade. After looking around online and doing some research, as well as hitting up Facebook Marketplace, I actually found a local selling a used Goodwin racing exhaust. It's their RoadsterSport Super Q. And being basically half the price of a new one, I jumped on it, and here we are. The NC exhaust is divided into the header, the mid-pipe, and the rear muffler section. So swapping out the muffler is pretty straightforward. There's a 2-bolt flange joining the muffler to the mid-pipe, and then there are 4 hangers for the rear muffler. Being a West Coast car, there's no rust to deal with, but still, WD-40 or some sort of penetrant is super helpful here. Alright, so the Super Q is on. I'm not expecting a massive difference. After all, the Q in Super Q is for quiet because this exhaust is tuned for a header upgrade, hint hint. But let's see what we're working with here for now. Oh, hi there. It's your boy, just checking in. Are you enjoying the video so far? Well, of course you are. That's because this is some grade A primo content we're talking about. So go ahead and show your support by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. It's free and it helps the channel. All right, back to the video. All right, so the RoadsterSport Super Q exhaust is on the car. As you can see, it's not too difficult on installation, just a few things to keep in mind as you heard in the voiceover. Without any further ado, let's drop this car down off the jack stands and see how it sounds. Okay, so I've gotten out of my neighborhood and I'm on a major through road now. Sorry for any vibrations. Until I get a roll bar installed in the Miata, my camera mounting locations for this car are a little bit suboptimal. There's no glass behind me, well there is, but it's not very solid because it's part of the top. And so otherwise I'm pretty much just stuck with the windshield and the side glass for now. So sorry about that, but back to the Super Q. This thing makes itself known right away compared to the stock muffler. I know online there are some criticisms that with the stock header, the Super Q just sounds like a stock exhaust. But as someone who's reviewed a lot of different cars and a lot of different exhaust setups, I would say the Super Q sounds like what the Miata should have come from the factory like. At idle, I'd say it's a decibel or 2 louder. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more authoritative. And that sensation when you're rolling off the clutch onto the gas, there's a little bit of that lower, bassier tone as you roll into the throttle. And then pretty much everywhere else, you just hear just a bit more of the exhaust note. All right, that's enough of my ugly face for now. Let's mic up the exhaust and kind of see what this thing sounds like from the outside. Even giving this thing free revs sounds nice in here. He'll have a little burble at the lower revs. As the revs fall, it's really nice. So as you can see, the Super Q gives the NC just a beefier tone kind of all around the rev range. It's subtle, but with the things I have planned for this vehicle in the future, I think it'll be a really good setup overall. And I think that's a great way to wrap up this episode of Project NC. I am very pleased with the Goodwin Super Q exhaust. What do you guys think? Should I have gone more bold, something louder, or are you guys liking this setup? Sound off in the comments down below and let me know, what other mods should I look into with the NC? I'm super excited to be back in a Miata and kind of learning about the NC world. So people more experienced than me, please do sound off and let me know. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel out. I do make these videos for fun, and I'll see you for the next one because I have a lot more fun stuff planned for this car. Bye. Yeah, that's really how it should have came from the factory. Just enough to let you know.